I don't know. Is there like a period of time where it's like psychologically easy, not psychologically easy, but like easier to get injured? I don't know.
From what I've experienced with me and my lifters, I think people usually get a big injury kind of away from a heavy lift, away from the competition lift, when you're doing something kind of easier or lighter, or a movement that's new.
Yeah.
You're not 100% focused. You're like, oh, this weight is light. Let's say it's like a 50% lift, and you're just warming up. Like, oh, I'm just doing my warm up. I'm just going to get through this. But you don't worry about doing everything right. You don't worry about your form. Yeah. You don't worry about how you're moving. You don't worry about your bracing. You just kind of do it to get over it because you're underestimating this weight and you're thinking about the next weight or the heavy top weight that you have to do. Yeah. I think that's when most people actually kind of get hurt.
So it's a psychological thing almost.
Well,
because you're not being mindful.
I would say it's psychological, right. But I guess, yeah. It's more of a mental thing. You got to take everything seriously, from warm up to the heavyweight.
No, I totally get it, because the first time I threw out my back was during back offs, and then the second time was during warm ups, and I didn't even have a belt on because it was so light.
and that's like a mistake too. You like underestimated the weight. You said this is lightweight. This is just warm up weight. I should wear a belt. I think you know that you should wear a belt, but for whatever reason, you were just in a hurry, or you were excited about the next weight, and you didn't wear a belt, and it kind of you paid for it. I think that's very, very common.
Okay,
it used to happen that way.
You're not being mindful of the cues that you usually would be mindful of during heavy lifts.
Yeah, you just don't take it seriously. I think when you're at like your 100% lift, I don't really see people getting injured when they're 100% lift. Because I think they know that this is a serious weight. They know that this is dangerous.
Right.
So they kind of make sure their form, bracing, everything is correct. They make sure they have enough spotters. They make sure all the safeties. You just do it because you take it very seriously.
Right. I think
I don't really see people get hurt.
That's a very good tip. Like, be cautious of every movement, whether that be light weight or not. You know, I think people I definitely didn't like, I definitely wasn't so mindful of it if it wasn't heavy, you know, like warming up. I would think, you know, just warming up my body and, you know, seeing how I feel. Never took it as like I would in a competition lift. Yeah, maybe a good advice there for listeners.